Meanwhile, governors of the 5 southeast states say those perpetrating criminality and violence in the zone are not in any way the real agitators of Biafra sovereignty. The governors made this known in Enugu after the forum's meeting at the government's house. News Centre's correspondent Chinwe Ugele reports.
At the end of the meeting, which had in attendance Governors Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State, Alex Oti of Abia State, Peter Mba of Enugu State, and Francis Nwifuru of Ebonyi State, the governors, through a communique presented by their chairman, Governor Uzodinma, were convinced that the people responsible for the unrest in the zone are criminals. The forum also resolved to fight insecurity to a standstill using all arsenal available to it. The forum, according to the communique, will adopt every approach towards realizing a lasting solution to insecurity in the zone, which will include organizing a security summit.
We commend the security agencies for their cooperation and achievements thus far, and encourage them not to relent. We wish to categorically state that the perpetrators of the insecurity and their sponsors in our region are criminals and should not be seen as legitimate agitators. Therefore, upon arrest, they should be dealt with in accordance with the laws of the land. The forum resolved to hold the Security and Economic Summit for Southeast region on a date to be announced soon.
Hopefully, the resolve of the governors will assist in ending the insecurity in the Southeast, which has in recent times become a zone at war with itself, allowing non-state actors to determine the movements of the people at will. Chinwe Ugele reporting for News Central.
Security expert Chidi Omeje joins me now on the news to broaden this conversation just a bit. Thank you for giving us your time. First, how would you react to the governors of the Southeast coming together to take a stand in the midst of all we've seen, the reign of terror that has taken over the region recently?
Okay, thank you for having me. I think it's a good development as far as I'm concerned that the governors of the Southeast are meeting, consistently these days to really rein in on the security situation in the region. I find it very, very encouraging. I find it very, very, important because in the past, even though we had had such meetings in the past, the past dispensation when we had the other governors, set of governors, but their meetings never came to any fruition. So I want to believe that with this momentum now, with this zeal, with this resolution, with this seriousness these guys are showing, I think that they're on the right track. We wait to see what, in concrete terms, what this meeting will yield. Are they going to float the regional security structure? Are they going to float some kind of security apparatus, or are they going to security organization? Or are they going to partner? Are they going to rely on the state assets to deal with the situation? That is what we're waiting to see.
Okay, talking about state assets.
Find out exactly what they have in mind.
Talking about state assets, the military, we reported earlier on Nigeria Tonight that they have improved in their dealing with insecurity in the country, and what he referenced, the public relations officer referenced, was the help from the public that has helped them achieve these results. So one would wonder, would a meeting like this be something that is being referenced by the Director of Military Media Operations, that's Buba, when he talked about the help that they were getting? Do you think maybe this kind of meeting is what he's referencing, and maybe the governors are looking to, embrace further help from them?
I was straining my ears to really get network is playing tricks on us.
Okay, I'll just cut it short and ask you.
If you're asking about
let me repeat the question. Is this the kind of support the director of the military media operation, Major General Edward Buba, was referring to when he said the military, they're achieving results?
So, but Well, I was able to piece out one or two things you said. Are you talking about whether this new resolution from the Southeast governors will help the military to achieve their result? Well, if that's what you're talking about, because I didn't quite get
you can take it from that perspective. You can take it from that perspective. It aligns with the question I'm asking you.
Fantastic. So yeah, there's actually need for this kind of synergy between the security forces and of course the regional governments. Because you understand that in spite of the fact that all of them are security officers of their states, they do not command the military, they do not command the police. So I think that this particular coming together of the governors will provide a very efficient synergy and collaboration with the military. I mean, let me tell you something. The problem we have, the issues, the security challenges we have in Southeast and almost all across the country, if you want to resolve them, they must be intelligence driven. And I will suggest to these governors that they should devote substantial part of their security votes into information gathering. If they are able to harness information from the communities in their states, it will go a long way to helping the security forces to nip these things in the bud. Because if you don't have the right information at the right time, the guys on the field won't be able to know exactly where the problem is coming from. Because you are talking about a symmetric issue. You're talking about people
let's still looking
from nowhere, carry their attacks and go back to wherever they come from. So the best thing to do is to mine your information gathering.
All right, Mr. Omeje, I want to ask you another aspect.
So the collaboration is important now.
All right, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, but
so
I'm trying to. It's just shaking.
Yes, I'm trying to bring in another question, and that's another aspect to try to look for solutions. Some people say that the release of Nnamdi Kanu holds the key to the restoration of normalcy in the region. So, but recently, a directive from the IPOB leader, delivered by his lawyer, ordered the end to sit at home. And this was rejected by some people. What's your thinking about this? On the one hand, they're saying he should be released. On the other hand, his instructions are not being listened to.
Well, if you ask me whether the release of Nnamdi Kanu will be instrumental to, restoration of peace and stability in Southeast, I want to say yes. I think it's going to be very important that we have that situation dealt with. Now, if the guys who are carrying out this enforcement are claiming that they are doing that because they want their leader released, especially when it's understood that appeal court or whatever court level of the court had actually asked that he be released, I think that time has come when we take this matter to the realms of political decision. The government ought to, bring out the fine art of statecraft in this matter now. Now, Southeast region is a whole region in the country, and it is bleeding on daily basis. Now, if you think, if there's a window of opportunity to restore peace, and that window is the release of Nnamdi Kanu, why not do that? Why not do that? I mean, we are talking about. Let me tell you, as a journalist, I've written a number of articles in support of, amnesty, or what do you call it, the pardon of the repented Boko Haram fighters in the Northeast. Now, if we are encouraging the government to, to use carrot and stick in the Northeast, where we have, hardcore terrorism, then why wouldn't we, apply that kind of measure in Southeast?
But something else, Mr. Omeje, that I need to bring to your
to see if it's softened ground.